Hey everybody, RPG here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to fix Bluetooth on RetroPie. So recently, a new version of RetroPie has come out. A lot of people have gone and upgraded and updated to that most recent version. With this most recent version, a lot of people are reporting that there are issues now with Bluetooth connection. So I have the fix for you guys. This issue is popping up in one of two different ways. So the way that I'm experiencing it, which I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm experiencing and how it looks in this video. The way I'm experiencing it is I'm unable to actually detect any Bluetooth device whatsoever when I go into Bluetooth. So I go in, I set everything up on my Bluetooth Gamepad controller that I'm about to pair to, and nothing pops up. So, this could be an issue with the Gamepad controller, if the Bluetooth on there isn't working properly, but I should get other devices available because I have an iPhone which has Bluetooth on it. I have some speakers in here that have Bluetooth on it, and while those are devices that I wouldn't be able to connect to on Raspberry Pi or RetroPie, they would still populate into the device list of just available Bluetooth devices in the area because the system's just looking for Bluetooth signals. Those have Bluetooth signals, so they'll still populate into that list. The fact that I'm getting no list whatsoever tells me that there is an issue on RetroPie or with the Raspberry Pi. So that's the way I'm experiencing it. That's the way a lot of people are experiencing it. The other way that people are experiencing this issue is they're actually able to detect their Bluetooth Gamepad controller and they're able to connect to it. But when they get to their security display selection, which is where it gives you 4 options, 9 times out of 10 you're going to select that first display option, and that's going to finalize the connection to that Bluetooth device. And a lot of people are saying that they select that first option and everything freezes and locks up. So what they end up having to do is they have to force a shutdown by just removing the power supply to the Raspberry Pi, which certainly is not what you want to do, under any circumstances. But obviously if your system's frozen and you're unable to do a safe shutdown, that's what you have to do to get off that screen. So that leaves you with, technically you're paired to a device, but that device has, not been finalized because your system froze prior to completion. So if you have that second option where you're able to connect to a device but you end up freezing on that display, then what you need to do first before you follow any of the steps in this video is you need to go into your Bluetooth settings. You need to go to paired devices, which gives you the list of all the devices that you're currently paired to, and you need to find that particular Gamepad controller that you experienced the issue on, and you need to remove that, because if you don't remove that, it's not going to repopulate after you follow the steps in this video. So definitely want to make sure that you follow along and do that prior to starting this tutorial video. So now I do want to just mention, just to clarify everything, it doesn't matter which of these two issues you're experiencing. The fix in this video that I'm going to outline for you guys is going to solve it 100% either way. The only difference here is if you have connected to that device and then experienced that issue where everything froze, you do need to go into your Bluetooth settings and remove that device. So I'm going to jump into this now. I'm going to first show you guys exactly what the issue is that I'm experiencing, and then we're going to jump in and I'm going to show you exactly how to solve it. So I will mention before we get started here that you will need a keyboard. Doesn't matter if it's wireless or whether it's a wired keyboard, as long as it's not Bluetooth, because obviously Bluetooth isn't working if you're watching this video. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you guys exactly what this issue looks like, just so you can determine again whether this is exactly what you're experiencing or not. So I'm going to jump into my configuration settings here, which typically is going to have either your RetroPie or Raspberry Pi logo. In this case, it has both. So I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to be using a 8BitDo SF30 Pro Gamepad controller as the device that I tried to pair here. So we're going to drop down to Bluetooth, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm experiencing here. So I'm going to turn on my Gamepad controller that I'm going to be pairing. I'm going to enter pairing mode. So, all those lights are kind of scanning back and forth there, which is typical for a Gamepad controller when it's in pairing mode. And we're going to go to pair and connect Bluetooth device. So it's going to go through the searching process here. And what's going to end up happening is it's going to come back and basically say that no devices have been detected. So we're going to let it do its thing here for a second. And here again, it says no devices were found, ensure device is on, and try again. So I actually have my gamepad controller here, which is Bluetooth, scanning in that pairing mode still right now. So I know that this is an issue. Plus I also have my phone here, which has Bluetooth. I have some speakers here, and even though those wouldn't be pairable on here, they would be detected because they are Bluetooth and they have a Bluetooth signal. So I'm going to jump out of here and I'm going to get into this and show you exactly what the fix is. So we're just going to hit OK. We're going to hit cancel here to back out. And what we're going to do is we're back out of configuration settings, and then we're going to hit our start button, which will open up our main menu, and we're going to go down to quit. And instead of shutting down our system or restarting, we're going to go to quit emulation station. This is going to pull up our terminal. So it's going to ask us to confirm. We're going to go ahead and select yes. This is going to bring us out to our terminal. So now terminals can look different from different builds to different builds. So mine says Playbox at the top. A lot of them are going to say RetroPie. It just depends on your specific build, but it makes absolutely no difference. It may look different, but all the functions inside of the terminal are going to be exactly the same regardless of their appearance. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to connect a keyboard to a Raspberry Pi. This can be a wireless USB keyboard, or it can be a wired USB keyboard. It makes no difference at all. So go ahead and connect your keyboard to your Raspberry Pi, and then we're going to take our keyboard and we're going to type in sudo, which is sudo space apt space update. And we're going to hit enter on our keyboard. So this is going to load in. It should take about 5 seconds at the most. And now what we're going to do is we are going to type in now sudo sudo space apt space upgrade. And we're going to hit enter on our keyboard again. So this is going to say at the bottom, after this operation, 2.8 looks like 8 or 0 megabytes of additional disk space will be used. Do you want to continue? This is where you're going to hit either yes or no. So before we proceed here, I do want to mention that some people have reported that they get an error message that basically says that there's not enough space in the files to accommodate the additional disk space that's required on here. So if you get an error message like that, I want to mention that what you're going to do is, it's really simple. You're going to just type in sudo again, sudo space apt dash get space clean. So I'm going to put this across the bottom of the screen here just so you have that available. If you do run into this particular issue, you're going to go ahead and hit enter once you get this typed into the terminal here, and it's going to actually just drop down one line. It's not going to go through like a loading screen or a downloading screen or anything like that. It's going to drop down and give you another fresh line on your terminal, and then from that point you can just go through this process all over again. You can go in and type in sudo space apt space update, hit enter, let that load in for the 5 or so seconds that it takes, and then you're going to jump in again and type in sudo space apt space upgrade, hit enter, and it's going to give you exactly what you're seeing on the screen now. So that's just the quick fix if you do run into that particular issue where you don't have enough space on there. So again, just to come back to where we are currently, it's asking us, do we want to continue? We're going to type in Y, which stands for yes, obviously, and hit enter. So this is going to move forward with this upgrading process here. So this is going to take a little bit of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to let it do its thing, and we'll come back once this is 100% complete. All right, so this took about 7 minutes or so to fully upgrade. So you can see at the bottom then it says press Q to quit. So we're going to go ahead and hit Q on our keyboard, and it's going to continue this process here. And this continued download here and upgrade is going to take us maybe about another 5 or 6 minutes or so, depending on our Wi-Fi connection and internet speed. So we're going to let it do its thing, and we'll come back once this portion has been completed. All right, so as you can see here, everything is fully upgraded here and completed. So we have a fresh line on our terminal. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our keyboard and we're going to type in sudo, so that's sudo space reboot, reboot, and we're going to hit enter. This is going to fully reboot our system and then bring us right back into RetroPie. All right, so now that we've fully rebooted our system, we're back into RetroPie. We're going to jump back into our configuration settings here, and we're going to go through this Bluetooth pairing process once again. So we're going to go down, so we're going to select Bluetooth. I'm going to grab my 8-bit Joe Bluetooth Gamepad Controller that I was trying to pair earlier. I'm going to power that on, and I'm going to jump into pairing mode. Again, you want to make sure that those 4 LED lights at the bottom of your controller are flashing and kind of scrolling back and forth. Now we're going to hit pair and connect to Bluetooth device. So we're going to go into this searching process again. All right, and you can see the last option down is the 8-bit Joe SF30 Pro. So I'm going to select that. And now it's going to say choose your security mode. I'm going to go with the first one there at the top. And my gamepad controller just vibrated, so I know that it did pair properly. So I'm going to jump over to cancel now. So now I'm going to just jump into the mapping process. I just want to make sure that I'm able to fully map this and that everything is just 100% perfect with this pairing. So I'm going to go down to configure input. Are you sure you want to configure input? I'm going to select yes. So now I'm going to switch over to that new 8-bit Joe Bluetooth Gamepad Controller. You can see 2 gamepads detected here. So obviously one of those is the Bluetooth one that I just set up. So I'm going to hold down any button on that gamepad controller and the name pops up perfectly there. So now I'm just going to follow along with each of these prompts and fully map this. Just want to make sure again that everything is 100% here. So I'm only using this Bluetooth gamepad controller that I just paired now. So I should be able to back out with B, back out again, and I can scroll through all of my collections. So we know that everything has worked 100% here. All right, so as you can see from this video, we were able to solve this Bluetooth issue 100% by just going into the terminal, making a few changes and upgrades and updates. And then we were able to reboot our system, jump back into Bluetooth, and fully pair our device to our system. So we even checked this out by mapping everything and just making sure that all those controls after mapping were working 100%, and they were. So that's going to do it for today. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button for me. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I definitely recommend subscribing because we do a whole bunch of different videos based around retro gaming. We do product reviews, gameplay demos, tutorials just like this one. A lot of great content on here, so definitely hit that subscribe button. And be sure to check us out online, www.retropieguy.com. Thanks for watching today.